And good morning. This is Saturday morning. This is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor, and I'm glad that you've joined me. It's a beautiful day out today, but we're going to have some warm weather. We're going to get to the 93 degree weather this morning, but again, we're still down below that 95. So I think we're doing good. I do not believe that. Well, in every summer. Every summer it's hot and humid in South Carolina. So we've got global warming for about 3 months out of the year, which isn't bad, right? I don't think so. I think it's pretty good. As a matter of fact, right now it's feeling really good out there. And I'm always happy to be outside and about and doing stuff out there. Working in my garden. I just came in from watering everything. It's so amazing to me because, gosh, I watered last night and I got up this morning and went outside and the ground, the dirt looked dry again because the humidity sucks everything up and makes it go up and so I have to continue watering. Tomatoes are doing great. My gosh, they are getting big. I'm going to have to pick some today and let them ripen inside because it's just too much on the vine and it's taking up too much water to get out to the end tomatoes. I tell you, this past week, has been a eye-opener, hasn't it? I mean, I have never seen a White House in so much disarray. Well, they've been in disarray from the very beginning. Let's face that. But this week, with everything going on with Hunter Biden going into court, I mean, did you see his escort? I mean, the Secret Service had about 5 cars that took him in to the courthouse, and he acted like he was a president of the United States. He had so much security just to go to a courthouse to plead guilty. By the way, he didn't plead guilty, he pleaded innocent. Because everything fell apart for him. And then last night, I was listening again to the various podcasts, and they were all saying that the congressional committee that's looking into this found that the Bidens, Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and all those Bidens, have offshore accounts that could go up to as high as $50 million that they have taken in bribes and payments and everything else from all these foreign countries. And then when Hunter Biden was in court, he admitted to the judge, yes, that Chinese guy was my partner out of communist China, and out of Romania, and out of where are we at? Whole bunch of countries, just a whole bunch of countries. I just don't understand why the Congress allows the president to spend so much money on that war in Ukraine. I mean, they know that they have a tie to that country. How much of that money is coming back into the Biden's pocketbook? That's my question. But that's just a bunch of nuts. Just a bunch of nuts. So, listen, everybody's come out yesterday and throughout the week saying, the economy's booming. The economy's doing great. Look at the inflation rates going down. Well, I hate to tell you guys, but inflation is going right back up. It's going right back up. Fed came out with a rate hike to interest rates. So if you have an adjustable rate mortgage, that payment is going to go up. If you have a credit card, that interest rate is going up and you're going to owe more. Companies that are producing things and making things, that interest rate that they have on their debt is going to go up. That real estate, that commercial real estate loan that's sitting out there that's just about ready to go into default is going to go into default because the interest rates just went up. and they have no tenants in that building to cover the interest rate payments. And it's also going to affect our goods that we buy at the store too, because those companies have debt. So their payments are going to go up, and that all gets passed along to who? You and I. The other issue that we have with food is that since gasoline and diesel are going up, what hauls our food to the grocery store? A diesel truck, a gas truck. So guess what? If that goes up 17 cents, you're going to get money tacked on to, that cost is going to be tacked on to that tomato that you're buying. I mean, it all adds up, and we are going to see another jump in inflation because everything is going up. Listen, when gasoline prices go up, that affects a whole bunch of different things. I'll tell you another thing that's really concerning to me is that the truck hauling company, Yellow, you see the trucks all over the place. It's called Yellow. And they were doing about 45,000 deliveries a day. 45,000 deliveries, truckloads. I'm talking about truckloads. I'm not talking about actual deliveries to house. No. I'm talking about 45,000 truckloads a day that goes out and gets spread out, right? Wherever they're going. The problem is they're just about ready to go into bankruptcy. They went from 45,000 deliveries a day down to 10,000 because now clients are running from them because they don't want to get involved in this bankruptcy. Now, listen, when you go into bankruptcy as a corporation, you go through this reorganization period where you can reorganize your debt, you can reorganize your staffing. They've already laid off hundreds of employees already. And so they've already started that process to cut down on costs. Excuse me. So when you have a problem in the transportation side, and if you have a problem in the gasoline and diesel prices going up, you can expect that the food prices are going to go up also. So when they say that inflation is down, no, I do not believe in the inflationary numbers that come out of Washington, D.C. I just don't. Especially during an election year. Those numbers, I just don't see our inflation going down. It has not, listen, if it's going down, it hasn't affected me at my Walmart store. I mean, it's still expensive. I went in the other day and I said, okay, I just want to spend $55. That's all I want to spend. That's my budget for going in here. And so I bought everything, and I thought I was adding up correctly as I was putting it into my basket. When I got done with the taxes and everything, it came out to $110. And I hated that. And the Walmart lady was standing, because at our Walmart, you have to scan everything and you got to package everything yourself. But they have those helpers that stand around, right, to answer questions. And I said, I'm complaining. I came in here to spend only $55, and I'm coming out with $110. She just laughed at me. But I do not see food inflation coming down at all. I don't see it. I haven't experienced it. Every time I go into the store, I know I'm going to spend over $100. I just know it. Even though I try not to, it still gets there. I mean, I don't buy ice cream anymore. I don't buy potato chips anymore. I don't buy any of that stuff. Rice and beans, I think it's going to drive me to. Rice and beans, and that's about it. But we are going to have an inflationary rise, and it's going to hurt us greatly. You know, the other thing that I'm amazed at, okay, Trader Joe's came out this past week with 2 recalls, okay? One, they have a recall in 7 states over bugs in broccoli cheddar soup. My gosh, now how can you get bugs in broccoli cheddar soup and not see it and not know it? Well, they get in and then they grow up as it goes to market. I don't know how it gets done. But that's kind of stuff. And they had another recall. It says Trader Joe's issues third product recall in a week. I don't know what the other one was, but in a week it says falafel may contain rocks. Now, how in the world do you get rocks in falafel? I don't get it. What are you buying some falafel and you bite down, there's a big old rock in there? I can't imagine that happening, but I guess it is because they're having to recall. They're having to recall their falafels because they may contain rock. By the way, something good. The Mega Million jackpot grows to $940 million for Friday's drawing, but no one got it. Yet, anyway, no one's claimed in. And then the other amazing thing is that Ford Motor Company, expects to bleed. I hate that word bleed because that means that they're hurting. They'll bleed $4.5 billion on electric cars this year. They can't sell their cars. They can't sell their EVs. And they have a huge amount of inventory. At some point in time, they're going to have to come down on those prices. And then you can buy a Ford EV. I don't even know what the names of their Ford EVs are. But then they're not the only company. They're not the only automotive company that's having that same issue. Everyone else is sitting on EVs too. Toyota's sitting on EVs. Honda's sitting on EVs. Honda's sitting on EVs. Everybody's sitting on EVs because no one wants to buy them. And I think the reason why is because the American public know that there's no electrical grid that can support their EV. I mean, can you imagine sitting at home and you have a blackout and you need to get to work, but you can't charge your car? If you have a gasoline car, you can just get in and go. You don't have to wait for any charge. You just get in and go. If you need some gas along the way, you just stop in 5 minutes and you've got gas in your tank and you're on your way. But with an EV, it's totally different. I think American people, it's going to take them a little bit of time to think about EV purchases because we don't have the amount of electrical production to support it at the moment. The grid just can't take it. I mean, even now they're saying, please don't run your EVs at the moment because we need to have enough electricity for air conditioning because everyone's claims to be burning up at the moment with the hot weather. I tell you, this week has been a crazy week with the Bidens and inflation and gas prices going up. Diesel prices, if you look at that, they have really risen. I mean, they at one point in time last week when I was looking at gas and diesel, they were exactly at the same level. And then all of a sudden, whammo, they went up. Gas went up to $3.59 and diesel went up to $3.89. That's a huge jump. So expect that carrot to be a little bit more expensive. Everybody go out and have a great Saturday. This is a day that you spend with your friends and family and go to a movie. Except don't go see that movie about a doll. I don't want to see that. Everybody, it's a Saturday. Let's rest and relax and let's get going. I'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.